What's up, world? It's Skeith here, and today we're gonna do something a little bit different. When I first started YouTube, I said that I wanted to basically stop the thoughts from being trapped in my mind, and I wanted to get them out. And if whether one person was listening, nobody was listening, even however many people listen, it's just more for me to get my thoughts out there so they're not trapped in my head. Um, that's really a problem that I have is a lot of my thoughts are trapped and I don't know exactly the way to express them. And today, is the 1 year mark. 365 days ago, I lost one of my greatest friends. Um, one of the most influential men I've had in my life, and the fact that he was my age just speaks wonders about how great of a man he actually was. His name was Ezekiel, and it's funny, when I was in sixth grade and stuff, there was like, I want to say like eight different middle schools around our area, and like everyone would go around there, and people knew each other from other schools, and they would talk, and there was always those kids that people would bring up, and one of the people that I guess would be brought up from my school was me, because I don't know, I guess I was the outcast, not the outcast, but the loner that did things his own way. I didn't I guess I was always causing problems in school, and I always drew attention to myself, so I was always talked about. And from one of the other schools, another kid that was talked about was Ezekiel. So kids would talk about us in different manners, like different situations. They would bring us up, but like the word would travel to the other schools, and we heard of each other before we actually met of each other. And I remember in sixth grade, sixth and seventh grade, we had a leisure center, like a gym and, basketball court. And it was this big center, and they used to hold dances for, sixth and seventh and eighth graders. That was like our dance. I think it was a way to get us prepared for high school, for like the prom and stuff like that, just to put yourself in a respectable manner and, have a good time at the same time. But, um, yeah, so we said those were, I think, once a month. We used to go to those. I used to go to those, and I finally met Ezekiel. And at first, we really didn't get along. We were from two different um, cultures and two different ways of thinking, and a lot of things happened. And my life had a lot of changes in sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. And um, right before freshman year, I moved to the other side of town, which put me in a different district, which put me at we had two high schools. We had a north and a west. And I was supposed to go to north. I grew up with the kids that went to north my whole life, but I ended up going to the west because I moved right at the last second. And I moved in with my dad, who I don't really get along with. Well, I do now, but back then I did not get along with at all. And I was usually out of the house all the time, and I moved right across the street from Ezekiel, and we started chilling and stuff, and we would chill, we would go around, walk around the block, and cause mischief and stuff. But at that point, I would not have considered him a good friend yet. He was just somebody around the block. And I remember one day I got into a fight with my dad, and he kicked me out the house for the night, and I had school the next day. And I really didn't, there wasn't much. It was 12 o'clock, 12, maybe 1 o'clock at night. And I was just walking around the alleys, and I walked past his house, and Ezekiel was out there with his dog. And he's like, come over here. I came over. We started talking. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, man, I'm stranded. There's really nothing, I'm out the house. Can't, I don't have anywhere to go for the night. And I couldn't go into his house because he's got family. He's got a sister. He's got a mother. And, it was really weird. We were both freshmen. We weren't really accustomed to these situations, even though these would happen a lot more in the future. But instead of just going inside or, leaving me outside, he stayed all night and we just talked. And the next day we went to school together, and he didn't have to do that. He just, out of the goodness of his heart, out of the supporting characteristic that he was, because he supported everybody. If you were friends with him, he supported his family like no other. And he did that for me, and I wasn't alone that night. And to that day, like, I respected that man. And with that, I started chilling with him a lot more, and I started to learn where he comes from. I mean, he was a hustler at heart. And when I say hustler, I don't mean drug dealer. I mean, this guy learned to make something out of nothing no matter what. When he was in seventh grade, I think it was seventh grade, yeah, he got kicked out of his school for selling calculators. Now, that sounds like it sounds funny, but I mean, I guess that's just what the school kicked him out for, but he was trying to make money. He loved money. He loved having money because he was the man in his household. He was the one that put dinner on his mother and sister's plate. He was the one that carried that family. And to see that for years and learn from it, and just to watch how he ended up having more money than just needed to eat. And everyone who has money, you're gonna go out and celebrate, but he did it in moderation, and he taught me how to save money, because you never know when an emergency is gonna happen. You never know what the future brings for us. So the principles that man taught me, to bring me from the bottom to spending every dollar I had right when I got it, to saving it and thinking of a future and thinking of personal goals and to support my family, was just amazing. It's one of the greatest values I've ever been taught. And my mom, when I had a dilemma that my mom was, might have to move back in with me and I have to be her caretaker, Easy came up to me and he told me, he's like, you might not get along with her, you might have resentment towards her, but it'll work in the long run. Like, a family doesn't turn down their family. A man will always support his family. And that's when I let my mom, move in, and I started taking care of her full time. And it was because of him. And it was a great decision in my life, because I don't know what I would be thinking, where I'd be, what I would regret doing if I wasn't doing this right now. So this man has just been so influential. And the day I found out that he passed away, I talked to him the night before, and I was like, "What are you doing?" We hadn't been talking much, because from after high school, I moved back to the other side of town, so I didn't live right next to him anymore. After 6 years, I used to see him every day. We used to chill after school, before school, weekends, every day. And then I stopped seeing him as much, and I kind of learned from him and started, saving my money, not going out as much, and he was going out more, and we just didn't have as much time to talk as much. But I called him that night before, and I'm like, I'm getting paid. I want to go out to breakfast. We had a breakfast diner literally a block away, and that's, every time we got paid, we would go get breakfast together. It was like the breakfast of the two bosses. We'd always meet and talk. And I'm like, man, it's been a while. I want to do that. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm about to go out tonight, and I'm down. I'm down to go in the morning. Just call me, around 11. And I woke up, and I got a phone call from another friend of mine, and telling me that Easy had passed away. And I literally lost it. To be honest, is one of the reasons I played Call of Duty so much. After that, I had given up after they took me off the leaderboards. And after that, I just wanted to sit in my house and just sulk, like crying for days, and the funeral afterwards, and seeing friends, and seeing how he didn't just impact me, he impacted many, many other people. And to this day, whenever I die, the best compliment someone can give me is that I lived up to be half the man that he was. And I honestly do feel that way. And I always will. Everything, I wake up and I go, we left his Facebook up. There's a lot of drama about leaving his Facebook up, because his mom didn't, it was hurting his mom. But everyone came to her and said, it helps us. And I go on his Facebook when I wake up, just to know that everything I'm going to do that day is for him. That's how I feel. That's why he's in my bio on Xbox. As trivial as that might mean, but everything I do, like, it's for him. It's because he taught me to be a better man. And the world needs better people like that. If more people were like him, this world would be in a lot better place. And life is just too short. I mean, the man was 21, and it's really true that God takes the better men first. Because, I mean, the way he passed away, his heart stopped, because he was at a party and he was drinking and he took some pills, and I guess it mixed the wrong way. But he was 150 times healthier than I was. He wasn't big, he wasn't out of shape or anything. He was, it just happened randomly, and I'm coming, I'm about a year and a half off of a heart surgery, and I'm not in the greatest shape of my life, and it makes me think that I can go any day. Like life is too short to be thinking about that. I know the gameplay's over, so I'm just gonna put a picture afterwards. I just want to keep going until I'm done, until I just get everything out. But I just want to say that life is just too short. I mean, people say YOLO, you only live once, but there's a certain extent to it. There's a certain you can only go so far with that. That doesn't mean get fucked up in such a way that every day is your last day. Because if it is your last day, you don't hurt yourself as much as you hurt the people you affected, and I don't think anybody realizes how much they affect people, and I don't think the people realize how much those people or how much that person affected them until they're gone. And every day, I lost my best friend. I lost one of my best friends, and it sucks. But I'm not gonna do some of the things like it made me look back and it made me realize that I can't be going out and getting messed up, getting, drinking every night or doing whatever else. It taught me that I have to be home and me being here at home, being the family man, trying to take care of my family is more important than anything. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So I'm just reflecting off a year, just trying to get things out that I haven't really been able to talk to. I mean, a lot of the people from high school I don't talk to anymore, and it's not by choice, but I have a real big problem with friends. Like, I second guess a lot of things, and a lot of people tried to use me and, take advantage of some of the things I was given back in the day. And I stick with my select group of friends. That's what I do. And I don't like making new friends as much. I don't trust new friends nearly as much as I, trust those people I have around me now that have been around forever. And that's really just it. Like, I miss you, Easy. I really do. But one day, when I'm gone, I'm gonna go to his grave today. Um, I haven't been there in a while. It's kind of something I put in the back of my mind. Um, I don't know. It's the message I want anyone to take from this video, if you've gotten this far and you're past the gameplay and still listening, is that life is too short. And if you consider someone a friend, let them know you're your friend and be there for your friend. And fighting over trivial shit such as girls or, you know, like on Twitter I see people talking shit about, you know, I don't even know, just like they're who's more known or some stupid shit like that, or who's more popular. That's something that happens in high school. It's just not worth it, you know? You have to have empathy. You have to put yourself in someone else's shoes once in a while. And you have to realize that we're flesh, that nothing more, nothing less. We are flesh. We can die just as easily as anything else. So if you guys made it through this commentary, I really do appreciate you listening to my thoughts. My heart goes to anybody that's been in this situation that has lost a loved one or a friend or anything like that. I really feel your pain and you're not alone. So guys, thank you for listening.